This is Lasher in the packaging, and this is the back of the card art. And gonna open this up and continue the review. This is Lasher out of the packaging. Lasher comes with the head of the lizard Build-A-Figure piece, and it takes 7 parts to complete, and this will be a separate review. And let's take a look. Lasher is a very obscure villain from the comic books. In the 1990s, they had a storyline with Venom, and other than Carnage, he spawned 5 more symbiotes that made a team. But then they were killed off in the comics, but they came back. And of those 5 symbiotes, Lasher here is the first one to get a Marvel Legends action figure. And let's take a look in the comic books. And so that's the 5 members of the symbiote team. And you can see Lasher here. And let's take another look at the character from the comics. And what stands out with Lasher is a couple of things. These tentacles or tendrils that he has, and the way they're placed and they're removable is there is no articulation in terms of articulation points. It's just a soft plastic, but it's not really meant to move around. And each connecting point has a different base design, so you really can't switch the parts around, like put these up there or move these around. What you see here is the basic different designs that, so each part is meant specifically to be right where it is. And the head, it looks from the eye design that is probably a reused part from a previous Spider-Man or Ben Reilly figure. Not 100% sure because I don't have it for reference right now as I'm making this video, but it looks a little bit too big for my personal liking. Usually I like the eyes a little smaller, especially for Lasher here. But this light green color with the darker green, and how it has like some black there, I think the coloring looks really nicely done. Hasbro did a good job interpreting it and making the colors. And even here, this part, it's a very dark green. It has a shine to it, almost metallic-like. You can see the hands are posed like an open claw. But check this out, the feet, he is actually barefoot. Lasher over here. You could even see the detailing. And these ends over here, unfortunately there's no real way to get many poses out of it. Basically what you see in terms of the posing is what you get in terms of those tentacles. Final good look at the details here. This is painted on though, it's not sculpting. It is about 6.5 inches tall. As for the articulation, the head on a ball joint, down, up, to the sides. The shoulder area, it uses that butterfly swivel articulation, and you could get a lot more poses out of that. And the shoulders on a ball joint can go up or down, in or out, and you got a swivel bicep, double elbow articulation, and the wrist, 1 point, in, out, can spin it around, upper torso ab crunch, down, up, swivel waist, these tentacles do get in the way, so you gotta pose it right. Hips on a ball joint, side to side, up or down. Swivel thighs, double knees, and the ankles on a ball joint can go up, down, and to the sides. And so that's Lasher. And I'm going to give my final thoughts about it in a moment. Lasher here, overall, I really like this character. It's not perfect, but it's really good. The first thing to know is I'm surprised they even made this action figure. He has very limited appearances in Marvel Comics. Basically, in the 1990s storyline with Venom, he spawned 5 other symbiotes. And at the end of the storyline, they got rid of the 5 symbiotes. But here and there, they came back by different writers and artists. And so Lasher here is the first symbiote to get an action figure. And as I'm making this video, they also have announced Scream, which is the yellow female symbiote from the group. So that's 2 of the 5. So I'm hoping, and it looks very likely, that they will have all 5 of these symbiotes as action figures in the future. And so if you want to build that team, you need this one. And Scream will definitely be made because they already showed pictures of it. It's basically a reuse of the Superior Venom. Those back tentacles have no articulation points, so you really cannot articulate or move those tentacles around. But with that said, I think it's still a cool figure because the costume coloring with that light green, the overall presentation of the look, while simple, it still looks dynamic and good on a display. And it's well articulated, uses that thin body mold. Not a perfect figure, again, with the back thing, and maybe you like the eye design or you don't, but they are definitely making more of these symbiotes. And if you want that team in the future, you're either going to need this guy later on. So I'd recommend it, especially if you're a fan of Venom, symbiotes, or you want more of those type of characters. And he fits in the Spider-Man world, which is another bonus. That's the review. Thanks for watching, and talk to you later.